So I was here.
Thank you very much. We're all set. Thank you so much. Very sweet. We're all set. Thank you. Sir, your name is?
Michael.
Michael, nice to meet you.
So I was here to see Mark Shepard the other day. He told me how you used to give him sandwiches on the set whenever that you were like the nicest guy on the planet to him. So I was wondering, what is the nicest thing someone's ever done to you on the set?
Excellent question. Being a guest on someone's show or on a set, that's what you start doing. It's very rare that you go, yeah, sure, knock it out. You schlep along and you take little tiny parts along the way. Being a guest on someone's show is much like being a guest in their house. If you went to someone's house and they never spoke to you, and you didn't know where the bathroom was, and you were hungry, but you're not going to go into someone else's fridge, it's an awkward time. I've been on shows where you're a little more than a speed bump, where they barely slow down when you're there. I've been on shows where they say, hey, come on outside, we're going to go for a smoke. I don't smoke, but you talk. Come chat. We're all going to this place for lunch. Please join us. Places where they make an effort to make sure you're comfortable. You're either pinching that baby, or not pinching hard enough. I love babies. Okay, baby. Really upset about Firefly being canceled. When someone treats you well, and you're relaxed, and you're comfortable, all you have to worry about at that point is your job. I just want to do a good job. When they're not treating you well, all you can think about is, when do I go home? Please get me out of here. This is the worst. So, the thing I appreciate most is kindness, courtesy, consideration, respect. Which I think we all deserve. Come back and watch. Time flies.
First,
I'd like to say that the first time I saw you, I absolutely hated you.
I think she's going somewhere. Hey,
In my defense, it was on Dr. Horrible. But after that, I saw you in Firefly. Love you.
but after that, I saw you in Buffy, and I thought you could be more than still here.
My question is, my family and I were waiting outside in line, and we thought it would be funny if we saw a famous person waiting in line for a famous person. So I was actually wondering who you would wait in line for to see at a convention.
John Ratzenberg. I just did it today. I watched shows like crazy when I was a kid, and hearing his voice is like talking to family, because it's so familiar. I've heard it so much. When I hear his voice, I'm like, oh yeah, it's me. He's not me. Who would I meet in life? Anybody, pretty much anybody from the Star Trek universe. I was fortunate enough to sit down and have dinner with almost the entire bridge crew, save for the captain and Wesley Crusher. At one dinner, I've had dinner with Wesley Crusher, with Will Wheaton, but at one dinner we had LeVar Burton, we had Raina Sirius. That's what I said. Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, Michael Dorn, everybody was there. Oh, what a great time. Half the time I'm nudging the guy next to me. This is so cool, I'm having dinner with Star Trek. Brent Spiner says, you told me 6 times. One of the best parts, one of my favorite things, this is my favorite thing, by the way, to do at cons, is the panel. Seeing where you guys are at, and when you laugh at my crappy jokes. Perfect. Second favorite thing, I get to meet all these guys backstage. It's kind of like being in a secret club. Hey, I don't know you, and I don't know you, but I was signing autographs next to you, and I saw you in Toronto last summer. Yeah, we're in the same club. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Pretty much anybody. I'm watching. Good job.
Hi.
No, hi to you.
Nice to meet you. So I was just wondering, what has been the most rewarding experience on Castle?
Oh, that's a good question. The most rewarding experience on Castle. I've never had a job last this long. It's a lot of talented and amazing people, so many of whom, guys, I can't stress this enough, so many of whom you never see because they're never on TV. A huge crew of really incredibly hardworking people who are incredibly talented and who love their jobs and who are a pleasure to be around. I'm going to remind you of an episode. I don't know which one it was Castle. There's been a lot, and I'm an old man, so. I was in the interrogation room. It's Beckett, it's Castle, and we're talking to some kind of rapper guy. He goes, I'm so glad I'm being arrested because it ups my street cred. You know what I'm talking about? And he says, am I going to get my mugshot taken now? Because I brought my lighting guy. I said, guys, we have nothing but lighting guys here. Let's get the creepiest looking one and put him outside the window. So we did. He goes, I got my lighting guy here, and we looked in the window, and there's this dude with a long goatee and tats all over him, and he's shaved head, and he goes like this. That's one of our crew guys. That's one of our guys. I love that. Come watch.
You were on an episode of Drive with this black vehicle at a picture that I was curious about the make and model of.
That's a Dodge Challenger.
Okay.
That is a Dodge Challenger. I want to say the year was a 7. Yeah, probably not even around 73. I think it was a 73 or something. A Dodge Challenger. Dodge Challenger. When you were doing 60, it felt like you were doing 180. It's just that motor gets right in it. And I slipped in it.
Or was it part that you're owned, or you just...
Oh, no. That's they hand you those things to use on TV. Yeah.
I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah. Have a watch it. Thank you, Angel.
Hi.
And you are?
Kayla.
Kayla? There's someone standing behind you. Don't look.
I just wanted to know, since it's probably really silly to ask who your favorite character you've ever played is, I wanted to know what was your favorite part about playing Captain Mao?
I learned a lot playing Captain Malcolm Reynolds. I learned a lot. I learned lots and lots. I had an idea as to what acting was, and that idea evolved or changed or flipped entirely once I worked with Jocelyn. I would say There are actors who talk about acting like, don't talk to me and don't call me by anything other than my character name. I'm not into that. I'm sorry. Some people, I think, maybe find acting very difficult and they have to go to extremes. That's fine, because they do wonderful work. That's not my flow. Not my jam, folks. I pretend. I don't like to get shishi-foo-foo about the process and how I pretend and all that kind of stuff. I just do what I do, and don't like to torture anybody with the process. However, there were times, it's goofy, I know, there were times when we were filming Firefly, when everybody's looking at you, and they're talking at you, and they're calling you captain, and they're talking to you like they're the captain, and you're sitting in the chair like you're the captain. And sometimes, for a second, you feel like you're the captain. There were times on a break, or when I was like, I gotta go memorize these lines, and I'd go to we had two sound stages next door to each other. One had the big cargo bay and the med lab, and one had the entire top floor from front to back. And I would go on that one, or the other, when they weren't being used. And I'd be walking around the kitchen, sitting in my rocking chair. The rocking chair was Mal's. Doing my lines, walking around, putting my lines in my pocket, doing them out of my head, trying to get into that headspace, doing the actor shishi-foo-foo stuff, and for suspended moments, you look around and that place felt like home, and it felt like you belonged there, and you felt like the captain of a spaceship. Those were pretty cool times. I'm not watching. Question over here?
Hi, huge fan. This is really for my mom. She's a huge fan of you. So I wanted to ask you about Dr. Horrible 2, and if you knew anything about it, or where we're at with it.
I know the title. I know how it opens. I know it's essentially the bare bones of how the plot starts. I know the title of 2 songs. And I know everybody's super busy right now, especially Josh, doing I can't remember what.
Some small.
But once everybody frees up, I know it's something we want to do.
Sometimes. Okay.
I go on, but apparently it's 6:44. Here, grab a watch.
Thanks so much.
Listen.
Yes, I had a question. If you had taken the opportunity to pitch Bruce Campbell as that poser in the park, aka Johnny Snow, to Josh Whedon. And further, everybody's familiar with your acting skill and what you've been in, but maybe you can give us a little bit about how you feel about the whole musical side of Dr. Horrible.
First of all, Bruce Campbell as anything. Let's pitch that. I've had Bruce Campbell to my home, little parties I have at the house and whatnot, and Bruce Campbell comes, and people come up to me and go, oh my God, you'll never believe who I just met. Bruce Campbell? Yes! He's awesome! But like for real. He makes quite an impression. He's a really great guy. Yes, I would pitch him for anything. The second part of your question was, how do I feel about the musical aspect of Dr. Horrible? Was that it? Sure. As a rule, when Joss Whedon calls and says, hey, would you like to, you say yes. That's the rule. And he called me and he said, hey, my brothers and I, we wrote this thing, and we're writing it now, and it's going to be pretty funny. It's going to be great. It's called Dr. Horrible Sin One Blog, and it's going to be Neil Patrick Harris. We want you to come in and play the superhero who's the dick, who ruins his life. I said, yeah! I I want to ruin Neil Patrick Harris's life. So you pretend. So I said, yeah. He said, and it's a musical. I went, yeah. They were very good about helping me out through that. I can carry a tune in a bucket. I really can. When people say, hey, if Dr. Horrible was on Broadway, would you play your role? Sorry, man. If Mr. and Mrs. Smith come 2,000 miles from I don't know where in the United States or across the oceans to say, I want to see a Broadway show, and they wait in line, and they pay the big money, and they get in the seats, and they're dressed up, and the curtains open, and I start singing? Sorry. That's Broadway? There's incredibly talented, well-trained people for that job. Like Neil Patrick Harris. He's ruining my life. By raising the bar every time. Thanks. But, try to stop me from doing Dr. Horrible 2. Grab watch, bud. You've got another eye, right? Put pressure on that. Elevate it. Put something under her head while she lays there. Sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fillion.
Please call me Nathan.
Thank you for coming and bearing with us to Phoenix. I know you have a very busy schedule.
That's very kind.
I really appreciate you coming here. My mom is a beach fan of Castle, and she sent me a text. She's recovering from knee surgery right now. And she wanted to know if I could give you a kiss for her. She said, please. And you know, you can't disappoint your mother. You gotta do what your mother tells you to do. You just got to.
He does have booth time. Two things I'm totally not into. One is being manipulated. Two is kissing strangers. Yeah, I know. I'm a little sorry, buddy. Can I have a hug? You don't ask it of your plumber. I don't think you should ask it of me. And if I kiss one person, I gotta kiss everybody. Well, why don't I give you a watch? Your other question was, is there going to be a musical on Castle? Although it may appear sometimes, and rightly so, that I am in charge of Castle. I get it. I'm a title character, my face is all up in there. I'm super awesome in a lot of different ways. I'm in trouble. And don't even know what's going to happen next season. Musical episode? Probably not, but you never know. Let's just say hi to your mom. That's all we made up. Hi.
My question is, have you ever had a funny accident while filming?
And split.
Split my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Split my pants. Firefly, those pants, they're not like a denim, they were like a canvas. They were hard and, thank goodness not chafy. They didn't have any give. There's something I've got in spades, ladies and gentlemen. It is boot tie. One time, we were filming the scene in the desert where it was the war. We filmed the war before it all happened from out. It was all explosions, and it was him and Zoe against the world. It was crazy. And I was just chilling out, and I sat down on a rock. Big rock. I sat down on it and cracked. Couldn't even do pants. Another time was I was in the pilot. Kaylee had just been shot, and I was put her up to take her to the med lab. This is no fault of her own. This is just nothing to do with her. I just bent down to go get her. She's all like, "You're supposed to pick me up now." No, I got it. I'm gonna give you pants. And one time, I was just standing there doing nothing. Don't even know what to say about that. Come back and watch it. Hi.
Hi Nathan, my name is Stephanie. You're actually the first celebrity I've ever met.
How am I doing?
Awesome! I'm like completely fangirling right now, so I'm trying to remain calm. But I loved you on Castle. My mom loves you on Castle. She couldn't be here because money issues, but she says she loves you. And my question is for you about the relationship between you and Beckett. What is your favorite casket moment from any of the seasons? Any of them?
I was thinking one just the other day. There was a moment, I always think it's funny when they set up a romantic triangle, because I think that's a great dynamic. When one guy is kind of left out in the cold a little bit. I love, it's really hard to make people laugh. It's very easy to let people laugh at you. That's the secret. So when they brought in Detective Deming, remember Schlemming? Michael should go, wonderful guy, nice friend. Neighbor! Anyway. There was a bit where, and Beckett can be mercurial. She can be like really nice and really sweet, joking around all the way. All of a sudden she's like, and she's like really, really angry. So to just kind of acknowledge that, put a finger on that, there was one time where Deming went off and she just really iced Castle out. Really iced him out, left him in the cold. And at the end of a scene, when the scene is over and it's over, at that point, I like to say something, add something. If they want to cut it out, great, the scene's over. If not, you can leave it in, it's kind of fun. So at that point, I went, it was absolutely true. I said, as Castle, you know, 2 weeks ago, I saved your life twice. It was absolutely true, and they left it at the show. Have a watch. You had a favorite? What was it?
It was from season 5 after Beckett was standing on the bomb and Gates went up to you, so he was like, kiss you too. The fact that she knew this entire time that you two were in a relationship. That had to be my favorite.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Hello.
Hi. I just want to say I adore you.
You got a bucket salt.
A what?
Your shotgun is a bucket salt.
It is.
I know.
You're like the second.
I have one myself. It's a shotgun, folks. Open up the top, you pour salt in there, shut it, it'll kill a fly at 2 feet. Or, is Michelle here? Is Michelle Chapman here? Where's Michelle? Where are you? Michelle Chapman? I know she's here and she doesn't want to tell me. Michelle Chapman, my friend of 10 years, and she helps me out all the time, and her parents were over at my house for barbecue, and we had wasps coming for our ribs. And I said, I got just the thing, Tom, hang on! I'm showing her dad how cool my bucket salt is. Pow! I shoot this wasp. It ricochets off the plate and goes right up his shorts. That's right. Hey, look me now. This way.
My question. In Castle, you get into some rather intimate situations with Detective Beckett, and I was just wondering what your most awkward moment may have been.
Most awkward moment. Let me tell you something about filming a romantic scene, first of all. It's not romantic. It's built to look romantic, which is, I think, the art of it. Our show does it very, very well. While all that's going on, remember what I told you about we have this huge crew that you guys never see? You turn those cameras around. There's 20 guys going like this. Holding something, working on something, watching you. Just waiting for you to get it done. That's awkward. You're in your skivvies, bouncing on a bed with some lady. Weird. That's awkward. I'm gonna watch it. Good catch. Would you like fries with that?
Talking about awkward, I have a big man crush on you.
Bromance.
We know that the sing-along blog is coming out hopefully sooner. How do you prepare for the first one when it came out, and do you sing in the shower? And if you sing in the shower, what's your favorite song?
Talking about Dr. Horrible? Yes. When I'm around, even here with you guys, you remember what I said about it's hard to make people laugh, it's easy to make people laugh, let people laugh at you. I pretend to be incredibly vain for gags. Like that. That's fair. When I would do, for example, when we go, Joss Whedon would have Shakespeare brunches. He would have everybody come over, have brunch, assign everybody a part. We'd sit in his backyard in this gorgeous little garden and eat a play. Fantastic. A lot of time. Good time. He said, one day we should film one of these, and we did. I would arrive at that brunch with, I had just been awarded at this particular time, I had just been awarded the Saturn Award for being the man of tomorrow. Here's the catch, tomorrow never comes. The award is like a golden wave holding the planet Saturn on a big black base. I tied a string around it, put it around my neck, and I read people go, hey! Give them a big hug, and now this thing between you. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this. That was the basis of Captain Hammer. Super into himself, super stupid. Doesn't know how stupid he is. Zach Whedon, I think, wrote a fantastic line, not in the show, it was in one of the comics that came out later, the Dr. Horrible comic, where Dr. Horrible was running away after, I don't know, messing with some parking meters, because he was always so diabolical. And he runs around the corner and he slams right into Captain Hammer. He says, careful, buddy. What if I had been a knife? That's exactly the kind of stupid to prepare yourself for Captain Hammer.
Hi, Nathan. My question is that I know that you love gadgets.
I do, everybody. I love gadgets.
So, if you were to be offered an infomercial that you had to hawk one specific product, what would you do?
Excellent question. I am totally and completely into free power. Solar, wind, I'm into it, guys. I'm into it. They're coming out with a solar panel that looks like a Christmas tree with a bunch of little solar cones on it, and they all rotate. Because a solar panel has to be heat resistant. That's why they're so expensive. But if you rotate them, one side's always cooling. So it's cheaper. You get these Christmas tree cones of solar power. They've got a wind machine that looks like a jellyfish. It's like a dome with like blades on the bottom. It's about 3 feet high. You take it to your roof. You just screw it in. You put it on your roof, and you plug it into an outlet on your house. You got wind power. That easy. That's the kind of stuff I like. Has anyone seen this video for solar freaking roadways? I have seen the future, and it is solar freaking roadways. Panels in our streets with sensors that can know if someone's crossing the street ahead of you with lights. So it lights up, it says careful, there's an animal, there's a kid, there's a pedestrian. Parking lots that can change their lines. Because that's awesome. Heaters in them, so you never have to worry about snowplows anymore.
Not a problem here.
So, in the rest of the world, when water gets cold, it gets hard. In little tiny pieces that look like snowflakes. And they're called snowflakes. I watched a very interesting little video that says if a 15% efficient solar panel was put onto every roadway in the United States of America, we would be the power brokers for the entire planet. And it's free! That excites me. I didn't hear a word of that. I don't like your negativity. There's always an answer. There's never a reason not to move forward. Can't be done. Solar power? Can't be done. Free power? Can't be done. I disagree. It can and it will be done. Lady? Swear to God. Don't get in your SUV without your, what you call that, catalytic converter and drive in circles. I will no longer buy motor cars. Only electric. I'm only buying electric. My next car is going to be electric. Driving an electric car now. Love it. Have a great time. Does that answer your question? Come grab a watch. Hello, Angel. First of all, what's your name?
Marina.
I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Second, I like your hat.
Thank you. I just want to get it out of the way. I love fireflies so much. And,
how old are you? Thank you.
But the question I'm asking is, on the cast, who was your favorite actor to act with?
In Firefly? Wow. This is going to sound stupid. Because really, I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite.